There are more than 1,200 acres of private land on the island. For management purposes, it can be divided into 5 areas, each named by its longest roadway. Our environmental assets fall into 5 categories: maritime forest, landscape, waterways, dune and dune canopies, and wildlife everywhere. The Amelia Island Plantation Corporation owns about 20% of the total land on Amelia Island, private land on Amelia Island. We manage about 300 acres, including portions owned by the club and the Omni. 154 acres of maritime forest, 30 landscaped acres, 35 acres of waterways, 50 acres of dunes and dune canopies, and everywhere wildlife. The allocation of these resources is not evenly spread among the 5 areas, but we clearly understand that and have taken that into account in our work planning. Owners agree that our natural environment is our most precious asset, and realtors report that it gives us a competitive advantage and adds significant values to our property, but both agree there's work to be done. Historically, less than 13% of AIPCA's total budget has been spent protecting our natural environment, and as we will see, that has been inadequate. This spring, the board's Strategic Planning Committee asked us to assess the state of repair of our environmental assets. The scope of our work covered all 300 acres, with 8 location types representing different challenges to our 5 environmental assets. Our team reviewed hundreds of pages of recent professional reports on all aspects of our natural environment. Waterway configurations, depths, water quality, even fishing. Our 2 miles of dune land and the 29 pedestrian crossovers. We analyzed master arborist assessments of almost 3,000 trees, but which was just 5% of our total. We analyzed natural tree loss as well as from storms and development. We understood where the problems are, what must be done to recover and maintain, as well as how we can make it even better. In our May report, we provided details of what needs to be done in each area. We identified many problems in each area, mostly the result of inadequate maintenance to date. All locations showed issues as described in our 60-page report. We look forward to working with Common Properties to develop a stormwater plan to cover both the engineered and surface flow elements of a whole solution. We work with staff and contractors to define tasks to fix the problems and properly maintain into the future. We identified cost-effective ways to execute the plan, and we published some of our commentary on YouTube. We identified over 100 different tasks to properly recover, maintain, and enhance the value of our environment. Recovery tasks to bring all assets to a state of good repair, maintenance tasks necessary to maintain them there, and enhancement tasks to further improve high visibility locations. There are over 60 different medians, circles, and landscape entries. Our basis of estimate for task duration and costs are from current contracts and real-world experience. We left well-defined, clear location, mass production tasks for contractors. We left high skills tasks for experts. Less well-defined, sporadic tasks done by trained staff more cost-effectively. There are over 6 miles of walking trails that we maintain. 13 named parks are spread across our property. The environmental manager has defined standard operating procedures, which we are reviewing to provide clear guidelines for execution of each task. This will include objective standards to review task completion. There are 15 different parks, lakes, lagoons, and streams, as well as over a mile of marsh shoreline. Shoreline erosion hopefully will be addressed before shallowing depths mandate expensive dredging. There are 78 natural forest parcels totaling about 55 acres. There are 50 acres of dune land along a 2-mile stretch. Fortunately, cooperation with the South Amelia Island Shore Stabilization Association, SASA, has kept our dunes in relatively good shape. Dune canopies are small patches of the hardiest of maritime forest trees and shrubs, nestled in the protection at the western edge of our dunes. There are over 200 species of wildlife that live or visit our land throughout the year. There are a few things we can do to secure their health and continued residence with us. Lastly, we have identified a few work elements that support all aspects of our environment. For each task, we identified the scope of work and developed cost estimates. Each task is then allocated for execution according to the desired schedule. For reference, we examined the last 8 years of budgets, adjusting for inflation to $2025, including proportional labor costs. We see a gradual increase in budgets per year until 2024, then a $100,000 cut in 2025. The linear trend from 2017 to 24 would result in a budget of over $900,000 in 2026. With our understanding of what needed to be done, the natural environment growth processes, and practical realities, we examined 3 alternatives. Recover and enhance in 1 year would seem to get the job done faster, but at significantly higher costs next year, and due to inefficiencies, higher 7-year costs. Spreading the enhancement and recovery over 7 years delays gratification, while natural growth in the recovery areas adds to the cost. In our view, the most cost-effective approach is to add staff to allow more cost-effective use of contractors. We prioritize the most visible and well-understood recovery areas next year, and then complete over the next 3. We add some high-impact enhancement early on, but save most of it for after recovery has been completed. We note that for the past 8 years, the budget allocation has been more than $100,000 a year less than what we feel is necessary just to maintain our assets. No wonder we will need to spend almost $1 million spread over the next 4 years to recover. Here are the numbers that are detailed in our report. A detailed look shows that the prior focus was just on landscaping, which is just a small fraction of our assets. Most of the forest has been allowed to decline and water borders to erode. Wildlife totally ignored. Thanks to SASA for providing the sand to refill our dunes. More numbers that are contained in our full budget report document. We took a look at how the budget will be distributed geographically. These are sizable chunks of work in each area. This suggests letting area-specific contracts, encouraging contractor competition on both quality and cost. It will also make contractor oversight more efficient for staff. We feel that the budget increase should be manageable with only a small increase in the AIPCA budget, given the high importance of our environmental assets in residential life and property values. Thank you for your time in looking at this and listening to us and reading our documentation.